freedom from want, and freedom from fear. That's what we call dignity. Have you ever thought about the difference between people who have dignity and people who don't? Dignity involves a combination of emotional regulation and self-control. The prefrontal cortex in the brain is responsible for self-control, whereas the amygdala, which is another region in the brain, is responsible for emotional regulation. It usually regulates negative emotions like fear and anxiety. And there is another region which is called the insula, which is responsible for self-awareness and self-compassion. People who have dignity never abandon their beliefs or values in order to be accepted by everyone or loved by everyone. In fact, they have empathy towards others or towards themselves as well. If someone is empathetic towards other people, he's surely empathetic towards himself. So these areas of the brain that we have mentioned, the prefrontal cortex, the amygdala, and the insula, they all interact with each other in a way that regulates your emotions, self-control, and self-compassion. So when one of these regions becomes dominant or overlaps, like the amygdala, for example, that regulates fear and anxiety, a person is usually going to be controlled by his fear. He will have a fear of loss, a fear of being left out, fear of losing his job, fear of not being accepted by others, so they might abandon their beliefs, self-respect, and values to get what they want. But when the prefrontal cortex dominates, you will never sell your beliefs or values in order to satisfy anyone. You'll also be compassionate towards yourself and towards others. And you will defend the dignity of others as well, not just your dignity. People who have no dignity lack self-control, they're controlled by their fears, and they lack empathy.